day 3 of Thailand Chronicles. So
this is called Thailand Chronicles. I'm sorry.
That
was real awkward. We just started the camera and I was like, we didn't discuss if there was going to be an intro or hello. She's like, day 3 of Thailand Chronicles.
I
was sitting here thinking like,
okay. If you don't like that title, we can.
I know, that's fine. Hello, everybody. My name is Richard Stackhouse. This is
Shay Crumble.
All right. We are currently in Thailand right now. I was about to go into the whole spoiler that I did the other time. I don't have to say that, but we're currently in Thailand right now. I've been here on a sabbatical for a few months, and Shay came to visit from the U.S. Out here. And so we were discussing some different topics, I guess, around the industry. And one of our earlier discussions, I don't know if you guys will have saw that by now or not, we were discussing just different things about the evolving industry. We both work in the industry in some kind of capacity. Well, I wouldn't say that. We both work in entertainment or the creative world in some kind of way. And I guess I'm more of an independent creator, and Shay is.
I guess I'm more of what you say, a part of the institution.
Yeah, like in Hollywood. Yeah. I'm more outside Hollywood. That's what I meant by it. But we're both in the creative world. Anyway, we was talking about a few things. And Shay was like, oh, let's have that discussion on camera, because as we were talking before, we're trying to find ways to do content, like most of you out there, because people are like, you need to do content about this or that. So we wanted to have authentic conversations. And so we were having a personal conversation about something. You want to say what we were discussing, and then we'll kind of get into it?
Yeah, we were just discussing more so Hollywood, the institution of making it, what making it looks like and success looks like to each individual person. And how your journey can be shaped by your experiences and things that you've learned and your growth and your spirituality, and how ultimately those things shape who you are, and shape your career and, the outcome. But one of the things that I felt was so interesting was I felt stagnant a little bit in my career, and Richard was giving me advice about not really being married to just one particular outcome and being a little bit more open. So I don't know if you want to share more about that.
All right, so I'm going to try not to make it this long-winded, and it's more of a perspective that everybody goes through, and we'll probably get a little bit more into what, like, even started the conversation, but it's more so how, of course, we all have ideas of what we want success to look like for us, or the place that we're trying to get to or aspire to, but a lot of times it can be a struggle along the journey of getting there, and so just in general, a lot of people, we all have went through it where you get discouraged on the journey. Am I doing the right thing? Is this going to make sense? People who put their own money into their own projects didn't get a return, or you're still not at the place that you want to be at, and you're like, how does this? And I was just expressing that all those feelings are valid, because I went through it as well. All of us has went through it, and I think continue to. I was just saying a long time ago, I had wound up getting to the place where I still create what I would like to create, but I'm no longer married to the idea of what is supposed to be the outcome of it. How successful it winds up being, who it winds up reaching, what gatekeepers have to give me a yes for the next step. I detached from that idea of it for a long time ago, when I realized there's a lot of things that we can do that's in our power, but then a lot of other things like politics of who you know, being in the right place at the right time, timing, if you have a following on social media, there's just so many other outcomes that are not in our control that I feel like I would go crazy constantly doing something, waiting for it to be what I don't know is going to be it. And as an example of that, I was just expressing how different quotes along the way had resonated with me. Like there's this saying, and I saw Damon Wayans use this saying, which has been around for a while recently, where he said, I accept everything and expect nothing. That was really powerful to me. There was a YouTuber that I used to follow a long time ago when I had left Philadelphia for the first time and moved to Atlanta without knowing anybody, without having a specific place to stay. I just took a leap of faith, and I came across her videos, and she had moved to similar thing and had moved to LA. And her name is Tierica Patterson. So I think you probably still find some of her older videos. And she used to say, everything is temporary. Because people used to be like, how are you going to these places and don't know where you're going to be? You haven't met anybody yet. And she was like, she doesn't stress out about things because everything in life is temporary. Everything. And then that resonated with me because I was like, wow, when I really think about it, it really is. Like when we're going through something, it seems like it's so permanent or it's so like definite of whatever we're going through. But when you look back at all the stuff you've been through, it's like, heck, I got through that. And then it seems like it was just a blurb in the past when you think about it. Or I remember this hard time, but now I'm in this place. I remember living in my car, but now I'm in Thailand. I remember being like, we have so many examples of we went through something and we moved on to the other thing. But when we were going through it, it felt like the world was ending. So now I kind of live by everything is temporary. Happy moments are temporary. The moments that we stress out about are temporary. And sometimes we have more than we want, but it happens to all of us. And so I no longer stress about the process and journey anymore. That was long story long, but that's where that came about. Any thoughts on that before we end this topic, and then we'll pick back up on another one because I don't want to drag it out too long.
No, I think that was very well said. I feel like, hearing that helped me get through my own journey because I know sometimes I go through my times of uncertainty. Just full transparency, when I'm not on a show, for those of you that don't know me, I do go through the emotions of, worry and uncertainty and, am I doing the right thing? Am I aligned with the right people? And do I, what can I be doing to make the situation better or expedite to a better outcome? So I think, hearing this and learning that everything is temporary has really helped me grow in the process. I'm still learning. But I appreciate the wisdom, and I feel like that's something that I can align myself with and, try to put in practice moving forward. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I think, taking it step by step and just being very mindful of that same will help me as I embark on my future endeavors.
I appreciate that. And then, not in this part because I don't want it to be so long. On the next part, we'll discuss a little bit about what we were talking about in regards to even get into this conversation when we were talking about people having different paths. And it was based off, well, we'll get into that, but it was based off sometimes there being just like resistance about someone maybe working hard for a long time in a certain area than someone that's maybe outside of that system or do it a different way. They might feel like their success came faster or whatever. That was kind of the foundation of how we even got in this conversation. So we'll touch on that a little bit more in the next part. So
stay tuned.
Peace.